one thing I want you to understand is that tithing is not a law. If it's a law, if you don't want to do it with a cheerful heart, you will still be pushed to do it because you think it's a law. But it's not a law. If you want to tithe and you don't tithe according to faith, love, with a cheerful heart, God will not be pleased. That's why I don't like to talk about tithing according to the law. Look, we are seeds of Abraham. We have come to the place where we want to receive from the blessings of Abraham. The Bible says that all the nations of the earth will be blessed in Abraham. It is saying that apart from Abraham, you can't be blessed. Outside Abraham, once you live on this earth, you can't be blessed. If you will be blessed on this earth, it has to be through Abraham. Abraham was the father of faith. We have been called by faith, not by works. Even in the law, what people don't understand is that, as I said earlier on, that the law was actually supposed to present grace. There was grace before the law. Understand that there was grace before the law. If God has an opinion, so for Abraham did a lot of things. Abraham sacrificed a lot of things. He left home. He gave obedience. He gave Isaac. He gave his life. He gave his tenth. Okay, we have been teaching about how to give all these things, how to give your life, how to give your Isaac, how to sacrifice everything to God, how to walk in faith. Because Abraham, our example, he did that. When it comes to how Abraham gave his tenth, everyone says, no, that one we don't. Forgive me. A Christopher, say, be or have a Christopher, worship time. Adonai, Elohim. Then they are sleeping on the ground. I'm getting to the place where I am a time. Honestly, I am a time. Because if you have stepped in the places where we have stepped in the spirit, you understand that the Christopher, most of us, the rich man who came, Jesus told him, go and sell everything. If you can't sell everything to follow Jesus, you don't love him. We are not saying go and sell everything, but we are saying that if you can't go that extra mile, don't be confessing that you love him. Don't come and be doing confession. Let's assume that tithing is not available. So if we say that we want to advance God's work, until we petition you that every month give a tenth of your salary for us to advance God's work, it is difficult for you. You confess that you love God, you love Jesus, but for us to advance the one who came to die for you, for us to advance his work, let's assume that you are not supposed to tithe. It is difficult for you to give a tenth of your salary. See, every month. It is difficult for you. When men are giving their 100%, your tenth is difficult for you. And during worship time, that is when you want to show that you love him. You think God is foolish? He's a man who knows the heart. Don't come and be confessing things that you can't really prove by your heart. Very difficult. Yeah, they call 5% crowd still in Crawford. Young canal men crowd. If we say we love somebody, whether your wife, that's the thing. Would it be difficult for you to give 10% of your salary to your wife every month or your husband every month? Just boyfriend, girlfriend, they give 50%. That is how we operate. But when it comes to giving to God, I think people just want to eliminate the fact that the money will pass through the pastor before it gets to God. That is the problem. So why is it that, why don't you eliminate the pastor and take your deliverance to God, for him to preach to you, for him to pray for you, heal? Because hey, don't come here. There's an office there. Pass through the office. You have to pass through the secretary. And then a year Christopher be there. So for back be about Abekan there. No, Inka will be poor. So do yes year. Okay, yes, what? I want to advance the kingdom. I'll do it. That is how I think. We will be out. Truly, Inka don't know how Yesua. Okay, I will say I'm paying 10%. Okay, but I want to advance the kingdom. I'll do it. And so say I did here. You'll be surprised, say, oh, betty 50 there. Look, say you're a year. No one has to come and convince you to give your tithe. If you love Jesus, you will do it. Meanwhile, the truth is that when you go and stand before him, one of the things he will ask you is what he gave you. How much of it did you give him? To be ready to answer that one. If we talk about this thing, sometimes we are helping you. Do you know my wish? I can't run the ministry based on my wish. Otherwise, my wish was that we will never take offering here. I'll never take anything from anyone. Trust me. Because I want to finish the work standing before men and asking, just like someone asked, that why am I about the poor at baby? If it is now why am I not going to baby? I want to finish the work in that manner. You think easy for a man of God to come and stand here and talk about money? You think he doesn't know that? People will think that sometimes if you have to talk about money, do you know the heart you have to have before you even talk about it? Let's say that we are not supposed to take tithe. Okay, what is the church supposed to use to run the church? People go to church and they go and sit comfortably. What money, whose money should the church use to be running the church? When there is somebody in need in the church, the pastor should go and take loan to come and give. Let us be real Christians. The Bible says that we have to offer reasonable service. He's not saying it's a law. He's saying if you love what Jesus did for you, be reasonable. That is what he's telling you. He gave his life for you, but he's not forcing you. If you understand what he did for you, if you think what he did for you is mighty, then give a reasonable service towards him. One day, some people will become rich, some people will become poor. Trust me. You can pray for deliverance, you can pray for healing, you can pray to be rich. If you haven't put anything on the ground nothing is coming for you to reap. You are a farmer there, the people are planting, you say they are on plant. Harvest and also, how this would be. Okay, harvest.